A burst pipe. A dead water heater. The AC calling it quits. Who do you call? HomeServe is an easy way to handle unexpected home repairs, with plans covering stuff basic homeowners insurance usually won't. Instead of scrambling for a contractor, you make one call to get the repair process started. Join the millions of customers who trust HomeServe right now. Go to homeserve.com/podcast for 50% less your first year. That's homeserve.com/podcast. Savings compared to renewal price. Void in Florida.
Hello, my name's David Seaman, and this is the Three Lions Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Three Lions Podcast. My name is Russell Osborne and this is an independent England football supporters podcast. I hope I find you well. So, we are now well underway, just under a week now into this 2026 World Cup. We've had all three opening ceremonies, games in all three host countries, Mexico, Canada and the United States. And they've all played as well. Wins for Mexico and the States, a draw for Canada. So from the outside looking in, it appears to have started trouble-free. No major incidents with regards to the football. Fans appear to be getting in. Yes, I've seen there are some empty seats. But yeah, this episode is generally about what I've seen. Hopefully one that's not too long, but generally my observations so far, what I've seen, what I've noticed, and of course we'll have some England chat. I'll come to that in a moment. Just quickly though, thank you for the feedback on the Croatia preview episode. At the time of recording and releasing this episode, we are still yet to play each other. So that episode is still relevant if you've not heard it yet. The Ghana preview will come shortly. I've already been in touch with Habib, who I spoke with at the turn of the year. He's hopefully going to join us for that, for the Ghanaian angle. Now quickly, just want to say, the audio quality of this episode might not be what you're familiar with this podcast, as I'm actually recording this one on the road with limited equipment. I'm actually up in Newcastle for a short break. Long story, wasn't my choice. It was more what circumstances dictated. But as I look at the moment, I can actually see the corner of the roof of St James's Park, as it pretty much dominates the skyline here. Although I have to say this is probably one of the worst Airbnbs I've had the pleasure of. But if you need a parking space and a city centre location, then something has to give. Not that I'm going to be spending all day in this apartment, as the telly only appears to have a catch-up facility. No live telly. I'm wondering if there's something dodgy with his licence, or the fact he possibly doesn't have one. I don't know. So I'll have to go out if I want to watch any of the games. Fortunately, I will be back home in time for the Croatia game on Wednesday. Which does bring me nicely on to England. With so many games before ours, it all seems to be fairly quiet. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not. Player-wise, everything seems to be okay. And we know from the recent Costa Rica game that Saka is still down the pecking order with regards to his fitness. I think I mentioned in the previous episode that we had a behind closed doors game against Miami United. We won that 6-0. Again, no injuries. It was more a case of adjusting to the heat, the conditions. And I really think the more the competition goes on and up until we play that Costa Rica lineup, I think Thomas Tuchel laid his hand there. But the team have moved now to their Kansas City training base, and I think that's probably where the first piece of news came from. Because as they arrived, it would appear that some equipment was stolen from the team as the kit staff were unloading. The BBC quoted that amongst other things, 4 pairs of boots were nicked, 5 pairs of shoes, a signed red shirt, 2 white signed shirts. Interestingly, they put values on this. One signed red England shirt was valued at $5,000 and the 2 white ones at $5,000 each, which seems a little excessive, I have to say. I mean, I've got an England signed shirt at home. Is that worth $5,000? $5,000 US? Might be looking on eBay when I get home. And then the following day, it was reported that a lot of the items had since been recovered and the culprits had been reprimanded. It's not exactly the Bobby Moore bracelet situation of 1970, is it? But I imagine it was a major talking point and an unnecessary headache for the FA. Of course, the Sun newspaper, they came out with perhaps the most predictable headline: "We was robbed." And from what I can gather, Croatia also have had a pretty trouble-free lead-up to the game also. We now also know who our on-field referee will be for the Croatia game. And I say on-field as there are so many officials now, be it away from the main ref and lineswoman. It's how cheesy, dare I say, cringeworthy it is to see the VAR officials standing by their screens when they're shown on the telly on their ref announcement, just before the game. It's just, is it necessary? I don't know. Anyway, that referee, on-pitch referee, is Frenchman Clement Turpin. Already, that surname makes me think we're going to be robbed somehow. There's going to be something there, isn't he? But he has previous with Thomas Tuchel. It would appear that back in April 2023, whilst Tuchel was in charge of Bayern in a Champions League game against Manchester City, Turpin sent him off. And Tuchel afterwards called him a Grade E standard referee. Seems there were quite a few cards dealt out that evening in a 1-1 draw, but it was a match Bayern would lose on aggregate. And Tuchel went on to say after the match, "I'd give him 1 out of 10. He was absolutely terrible. It's unbelievable at this level. He was whistling for everything and anything. Everything was against us. In the end, we were never in a position to turn things around with 3 men against us. And that's a fact." I think from what we've seen so far in the tournament, it was only the first game between Mexico and South Africa where the referee dominated things, didn't he? By dishing out 3 red cards. So hopefully, Mr. Turpin doesn't rile up Mr. Tuchel so much this time. Let's hope that he doesn't come out wearing a mask of sorts. Now, with this World Cup being so fluid, games coming thick and fast and at all obscure times for European audiences, I'm recording this on the morning of Tuesday the 16th. Some of the results so far, well, Germany, the big scorers, beating Curacao 7-1. Although I guess the surprise was the fact that Curacao actually scored. And it seems that for the first time since 2014, Germany, well, they're likely to get out of their group. They're not going home early like they did in Russia and Qatar. Sweden beat Tunisia 5-1. That's the side that got through via the back door. Of course, Scotland opened their account with a massive 1-0 win over Haiti. John McGinn with the only goal. Brazil and Morocco both in their group drawing together. I think the Scots, they're going to regret not scoring more than just the one, surely. I mentioned McGinn there. I watched a BBC programme on iPlayer whilst I'm here on this telly, as I can't watch anything live. Yeah, McGinn features on a programme called In Search of the Beautiful Game with Kevin Bridges, as it appears that they both went to the same school together in Clydebank. It's a good documentary. They head to Brazil, or Kevin Bridges does. I'd say it's good once you tuned in to the Scottish accent. The Dutch drew 2-2 with Japan. Speaking actually of the Dutch, that shirt, that's not traditional orange, is it? It looks like it would glow under a UV light. And speaking of shirts, Switzerland, their away shirt, what's that? A sort of lime green and white affair? That's the worst I've seen so far. And Tunisia's looks like it's just been dunked underwater. Actually, just going back to the Netherlands-Japan game, I was watching it behind the goal. It seemed like a volunteers-only area. 4 or 5 rows, all dressed in their yellow shirts with their lanyards, all filming on their phones. It's not... I mean, I guess that's the stadium layout, but that's where the hardcore fans should be, surely. And I guess that's what we can expect for our game against Croatia, as that one was also played in Dallas. Belgium against Egypt. Romelu Lukaku, although he didn't actually score in the end, he was there, made it look like he scored. It was no goal in the end. He picked the ball out of the net, ran with it under his arm, put it back on the centre spot. Proper old school celebrating. That's my type of football. No knee slides in the corner. No pushing each other over. I like that. That gave me a smile. And I wasn't aware that Egypt had never won a World Cup game. Surely that changes this year. 1990, England played Egypt. We beat them 1-0. Is it Mohedi for Iran getting their equaliser against New Zealand? Celebrating by, I don't know, did I see this right? What appeared to be by almost shooting some pistols. Maybe not the best thing, but yeah, there you go. And then I can't not mention Spain, Cape Verde, can I? In this expanded World Cup, are Cape Verde now justified that position? Is the expansion justified? Because they got a point there. I mean, Spain were pretty toothless, weren't they? But Cape Verde defended well as a unit, well organised, deserved their point. I know I've mentioned the referees, but can I just say, the ref can. I know each tournament we have new innovations of sorts, but I hope this one gets knocked on the head pretty quickly in the future. Personally, I'm not interested, and when they replay it back, it's just wobbly. Makes me feel giddy. I can't remember which commentator it was, but it was one on the BBC said, in the old days, they used to make video games look like football matches. Now they make football matches like video games. Couldn't have put it any better myself. Another new innovation, although it's something we all knew was coming, is the hydration break. 3 minutes in the middle of each half. Yeah, we all know it's now just broken into 4 quarters. But the additional music that's played through the stadium speakers, why? I don't want to just pigeonhole Americans, because obviously it's happening in Canada and Mexico too, but is the music really essential? Whitney Houston's I Wanna Dance With Somebody isn't really cutting edge anymore, is it? And staying with that hydration break, it seems the players, once they've all had a sip of water or Gatorade, Lucozade, whatever the sponsor's drink is, they all get ready to go back onto the pitch. But then they all have to just wait, as it appears the broadcasters are waiting for their adverts to finish. It's clear that the flow of the game is broken by these breaks. Van Dijk of the Netherlands and Liverpool, he's been vocal of it. He's not a fan either. And in a previous episode, I mentioned about using the website SpeakPipe. I gave it a first trial recently, asking for your thoughts. And thanks to Nick Parmenter for this.
Morning. My observations from the TV and watching it is, I think the water breaks or the hydration breaks would be tolerable if the music wasn't there. I think the music is a big problem because that makes it feel like it's part of the show when it should just be a water break. Apart from that, I think a lot of it is, once again, when the football starts, the drama stops. So we'll see how it pans out, but football itself is certainly glossing over a lot of the pre-tournament issues that I can see.
Cheers, Nick. Now, I mentioned about the robbery that took place on England's territory. Another daylight robbery was that happened to England fan Dean Cornish. Dean recently joined me on the show to talk about his book, England's on Their Way, which incidentally I've since read. It's great. You can pick it up on Amazon. But he recently went viral after posting on Twitter. 4 months ago, I booked 3 coaches for $7,000 to transport fans from downtown Boston to the England against Ghana game. Contracts were signed and paid. 156 fans paid me, saving money on absurd train fares. Now, 10 days before the match, the coach firm had said they had capacity issues and have asked for $4,000 extra. Unbelievable. It then goes on to say the price gouging at every turn of this World Cup is an absolute joke. Disgraceful. Now, this post has gone viral. It is absolutely shocking. It's not just the initial layout of money, but it's all the groundwork that goes into organising this for fans. Check out Dean. He's over there on Twitter at Dean Cornish 1966. Henry Winter picked up on it. It's made it into the papers too. It sadly sums up the American attitude to this World Cup. Everyone is out to make a buck, or 4,000 of them. And sadly, Dean, he had to cancel the coaches. Fortunately, everyone on board was understanding and just as disgusted. Right, let's round it up there, but let me leave you with a piece of audio from the American broadcaster Fox. The excellent Rebecca Lowe was hosting a feature alongside Thierry Henry, Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Alexi Lalas. Alexi Lalas was a star of the US team from 1994. Go Google him. Big ginger hair. Sadly, he doesn't look like that anymore. But there was a piece where they were talking to camera about James Corden.
On, and we cannot wait.
Alexi's moment.
This is going to be Alexi's moment.
Well done, well done.
Later, can we talk about James Corden for a second?
Oh,
I mean,
what do you guys call him? Full kid wanker, right, or whatever. I mean, he's wearing that thing. He's all dressed up and ready to go.
Did it dress so nice?
Okay. Oh God. Lucky we're on American television. Oof, there's the W word on British TV. Oh, you guys.
Seriously, check it out. Rebecca Lowe's face, Thierry Henry's. Did he just say that? The Americans, the gift that keeps on giving. Don't forget you can follow the show on social media. Just search 3 Lions Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. I will be back with you very soon, and I hope you can join me for it. So until then, take care of yourselves. Cheers.